What up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the madness. Because of course, the madness never ends. The madness just, it's like a Mobius strip. It's just infinity. Know what I'm saying? You got it. You understand? Anyway, we're gonna jump in to a bit more Disco Elysium. Probably not going to be a long session because I'm starting this at midnight and I do have work tomorrow. So, not going to be a long one. But it's going to be a one because we're here. We've started. It has begun. Even if I jump off right now, it's still a thing. Anyway, I'm that guy. You're tuned into another edition of Evil Ninja Space Pirate Radio. Check us out on the YouTubes. Chuck us a like, follow, subscribe if you're looking on the YouTubes or on the Twitches. Because we like those things and we like you. I say we. We like you. I like you. You're cool. You. Yes. You're cool. Alright. Shall we jump on in? Why not? Why not? I mean, I could think of a few reasons, but no. We will ignore the negativity. Positive vibes. Yes. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know who or where I am anymore. It's all just, it's all been caved. You know what I'm saying? It's all been caved. Shit's it's just crazy. The madness has taken over. It's just... Anyway, I've got a drink, which is good. It's sort of a vodka sunrise, but not really. Because it's technically sun-kissed rather than orange juice. Everything else is the same for a vodka sunrise, although it's a vodka sunrise, not a tequila sunrise. Look, okay, it's good. And I had a bottle of sun-kissed that I was given, so, might as well use it. Alright, let's pop on in. Oh. Wait, what was that? Revashar. Ranye. Klasje. Alright, cool. Good to know. Alright, there was some... yes. Oh, no, they won't be there at the moment. I know. Yeah. Report back to Plaisance. Oh. I can't do that right now. Shop's closed. Won't be there. Oh, there was a thing about after... I'll try sometime after... how do I get there? Impossible. What can I get? Have I got anything that will better my conceptualization? Yes, that. And that. specialization is intelligence. Oh no, why can I not use the things? What? Okay, decent. Come on. Fuck. Wall, it's an ordinary wall. Rude. So sure. Oh, it's not basement door. Oh. Hello, little butt. You see it just there? He's such a kid. Look at that. Look at that. Look at your cutie. Just went away. The leather upholstery is worn and tough against you. Don't hear it. Matches understands the eye. He knocks out the upholstery muffs the sound, no response comes. Still eyes on you, watching. Goes overlook. Do this thing first. Alright. No one answers. Like he isn't home. You should come back tomorrow evening after. What's tomorrow? you doing? A little bit. No. What's she doing? What's it 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 doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? Justify one side. It's an inverted white pentagram cradle in the iconography of communism mode. Leg the symbol closer. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the... Whoop. Which count is that? Oh, it's the little bud. The communards during the revolution. Even today... Cat tail? It is a cat tail. Until a half a century later, the star and antlers retained the ability to evoke... Oh! Sorry, that was a cat. It wasn't into my knee. Evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure. Why is the star upside down? To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it. Why white? Because white is the color of peace. What does it evoke in me? Damaged morale. Gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways. Well, that's not a very nice thing for it to evoke. That's such balls. Oh. Huh. Hi. Can you try to be silent as you can? It takes a bit of rattling of the handles. Find the door and locks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Oh, buddy, you open it. No need to go inside. It would be rude. Only curiosity count for stepping over the threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft. A whistle. Go in. Yeah. Small suitcase full of clothes. Guests are staying over. Book title: The Hidden World of Walking Sticks lies open. You can almost feel the warmth of the red sun on the flag. Whoever lives here admires fair-haired fantasy heroes with big muscles. The flag of Revachol, the suzerainty. What's with the sun? This isn't just one sun. There are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle. What's the sevenfold sun miracle? It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomena is how old Revachol got its flag. It is but one of the many strange optic atmospheric phenomena of this wondrous archipelago. You once saw sundogs in your youth, and blue flares. Don't bow to the flag. The flag doesn't seem to mind. It's just colourful fabric with the sun sewn into it. Like all feudal flags, it looks like a children's drawing. Colonial mug collection. A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Depicts a human figure, a dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols, a broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others. Tap on the mugs. A little ring, though cheerful. The images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures. What do I mean, uncomfortable? The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much. Typical arsehole. This person is unhappy. Whip out your yellow man mug and compare. Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. Same humour, the same mocking lines. An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Clues have a way of magically connecting to other clues down the road. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often. Is this really the same person who put the dead man's clothes in the trash? Who knows? Could be, but this clothes in the trash lead doesn't really seem like it's going anywhere. Still, good thing to keep in mind. Move on for the mugs. What is this? Ah. I do. Doesn't seem to be anything else of interest here. That's weird. Don't let everyone know you unlocked the door. So more to ask her.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I spoke with the lorryman at the roundabout.
Word has travelled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears.
By the way, I've talked to Everard Clare.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Finally, time to choose sides. I didn't. I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually, corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verm-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth. Of course, I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a verm myself.
Actually, he told me to tell you.
But
everything.
how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be gossiping.
Tell her. Tell her. Tell her. She'll like you for it.
Yes, your
God.
disgusting necktie agrees completely. Let's gossip.
Mr. Everard is helping me find my
Oh.
gun.
That's so helpful of him. So very, very helpful. And how is that going? Do you have any leads on that gun?
Mr. Everard says it's almost ready to be found soon.
Did he now? Well, then it should be any day now. Unless, of course, he's lying to you. Anyway, was there anything else you've heard?
I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't
Of
mind.
course, Detective. Should something come up later down the road, don't be afraid to drop by for a chat. Until then, is there anything I can help you with?
I don't think so. Unless
More
I have
lessons in
questions about
basic
that.
reality?
Oh, hello.
My favourite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Samevu. Yeah. What is all of this? The sense, the sound, yeah. What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
I thought it was pronounced Antipode. But anyway. The camera over the line. The camera. It's over the surface of the water. What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough. There is a term of endearment they coined for it, in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
Elysium. The world needs a term of endearment.
It does. There are those who would call it hell.
And what is hell?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists.
I don't feel like I've got the whole picture yet.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
Alright. Inside sideways, what shape is this world then?
We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
Really? ORG. Occident Revision Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
A dark grey corona.
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear seeps into you. What? Yeah, right. Wait. The pale. Pale, and what do you mean, corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
Okay. And then everything will be okay.
I don't know about things of that scale. My expertise lies in nations and trade routes, one or several layers below everything.
Right.
But yes, we'll be fine. Don't worry.
I'm trying not to. She does not seem convinced that you'll be fine. If anything, she is realizing how deep your condition runs. Certainly doesn't feel like I'm fine.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
Well, if you say it's disco.
See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
The cold seeps into you. The air is heavy, with 80% humidity. Suddenly you're conscious of yourself standing there on whatever all this is. Your arms hang down by your sides. What is pale?
The pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality. It is the opposite of reality.
Okay, but what is it? A definition?
Okay. The pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the interinsulary mass.
Wait, and what is an isla?
Isla is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Mundi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
And Insulinde is...
An oceanic isla. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
Okay, what is the pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
Is it here?
No, detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach. 6,000 kilometers from the end of the world.
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much closer.
And, there?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the pale is called porch collapse. Imagine a grey coronal mist, cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism, a mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see.
Ooh. Hello, hello. You hear your pulse rise. The air feels caustic and cold suddenly. What are its physical qualities?
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic.
Epistemological? What?
The further into pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension, right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier.
Right. Well,
It may
if
be
we're
impossible.
if we're surrounded by pale, how do you get from Isola to Isola?
Oh, it is so difficult for us. It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged.
Right. So the pale can damage the mind.
Extensively.
How exactly?
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Right. And what does this over-radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more. You're not a civilian passenger?
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entropanetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories. Someone else you've met may have been exposed as well. The strange grey-haired woman in the lorry. Do lorry drivers pass the Pale?
Yes, carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the Pale driver about this. See what she says. That poor woman must have stories to tell like you wouldn't imagine. Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
And what is entropanetic?
Entropanetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
Did they cross it, the Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
And what has entropanetics changed then?
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic craft.
Hybrid airships, detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end, if we throw them precisely.
What? And if we do not,
Then they don't.
and how much Pale is there compared to the world?
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1.
Really?
There is more Pale
It's a
than
lot.
there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
Slipping how exactly? To our detriment, or
What do you think, detective?
it's growing? There is more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate.
And then how is that measurable?
An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
It's not extreme at all. No, it's going to happen.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same.
Right. Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open. Off we go into the world Pale yonder.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
Why should we just leave and the world get left behind? Let's return to reality, please.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
I sometimes sense vague shadows of a past, and it's not good.
Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
You were right. It's disco.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
It'll be a fucking disaster. I know it. All those people will die.
Steel yourself, officer. Your colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, he is competent. I checked up on him. And you also have me. I will try to assist you in any way I can.
Some of that assurance is meant for herself as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
Even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
It's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
Why? How is you looking at the photo tied to the lynching?
Better not tie the forestay to the backstay on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
Right. She wants that answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it. Thank you, that's all for now. Right, what do we want? Oh, level up is suggestion. Calculus. Hold on.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Where's this damaged ledger? That Kim? She's a different girl.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know.
Lowman, you caught me at an opportune moment. This awful weather keeps me awake. You can entertain me with your questions.
I think I know what's going on with you.
And what is that?
You're a Pale driver. You transport goods through the Pale.
Oh meu Deus. The lawman solved the case. And here I was, thinking you were an idiot. So, are you? An idiot, I mean?
Blacked out after a night of heavy drinking and lost all memory of the world. I blacked out from sheer heartbreak and lost all memory of the world.
Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Segúreme, Paraíso. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember everything, even the things I never knew.
Things you never knew?
The smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips after the shoot. In the motor park. The roses on the day of Franco Negro's coronation. On the grand stairs of Ryle. The smoke from the Fowling Piece when Dolores Day was shot.
Dolores Day? Then, like Doris Day?
The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand in my father's hand. Except, I never had a father. And I never shot her innocent Dolores Day.
Over radiation?
Heroic doses, Harifia. Heroic.
Isn't that dangerous?
Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grat Catalan Magistral? It's more than dangerous. It's sad. But at first I had to make a living. Now, when you've seen it all go away like that, rolling off like the sea, and then come back to this? What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. We can just give up. We can just become a vapor.
What does it look like, the Pale?
Like looking into the ocean at night. In the dark.
And?
You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined.
What does it feel like?
Nothing. Until it starts. When you are deep enough. Then, for me, it's like autumn. Dark, grey and orange. The orange of street lights and the color of streets in the electric light. It smells like autumn too. It smells terrible.
Nostalgia. Cooped up in the cabin, shaking. Terrible nostalgia. For yourself, for humans. It's too much to bear. She loves it. How do you pass through it?
In the belly of an airship, behind the stair windows. So you don't look straight into it. It's not advised to look into it.
Not on this lorry then.
No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hole.
One last thing, you said we can just become vapor.
Yes.
I feel I already have what you have, in some way.
They say there is a point. One that I have not crossed. In the Pale, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory, nearing some kind of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south?
Motorway south?
It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Tarife, not Pale drivers. Way beyond the established Pale that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark, and the process begins, erasure, kilometer by kilometer, in any direction. The motorway south is a road you cannot come back from.
And what is at the end of the motorway south?
No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance when I was a child. A child growing on the lake.
Mom?
Josiane.
There is nothing more to do now. She's far away.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
What's so about the hanging
Again. Just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan.
Good one, Titus.
Why don't I just arrest you?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Not in the arresting mood?
You've already inside violation charge raised in the room. You confessed to murder. I'm taking you in.
Look, Carl. I know you think you're doing your job here, but there are 7 of us, and just 1 of you.
Balls the size of your eye. I can always see the stars. You know what? You're under arrest. Last thing you hear is a look, not a blast, don't get one screams. Where it comes from. What just happened? Oh shit! I just died! Sad news from the district of Martinez, where the body of a police officer was found floating in a canal. It is believed the officer was pursuing a murder investigation but got caught up in the dock workers' strike and was subsequently gunned down under unclear circumstances. Such needless loss of life is truly tragic, local union leader Everard Clare commented, adding that although the event is truly horrid, similar incidents will follow if right-wing vigilantes are allowed to run around unchecked, attempting to wiggle their way into well-organized neighborhoods. Okay. Well then. I'm gonna end it there. We will load a game later. Next time. Oh shit.
I was not expecting that to have such a result. That was a poor choice. Poor choice. Right. That's my first death. Dear, dear. Oh, my. That was, He wasn't kidding around. Woo! Good times. I hate saying that. Alright, well, yeah. Methinks on that interesting note, I'm going to blow this popsicle stand. So yeah. What do I say? What's that thing I always say? That's right. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be awesome, because that's what you are. Till next time, true believers. Excelsior.